Hey, Tyzenguide Tim here. Our today's topic is the Karalino country estate of Tyzenhaus, so let's start right away. The Karalino country estate of Tyzenhaus is a bright, but until recently, completely forgotten page of our national history. But even in its former abandoned form, it continued to be the most valuable cultural and historical heritage created by the mind and labor of people over not only decades, but centuries. The history of the Karalino estate is powerful and varied. In the 15th century, the lands belonged to the influential Tatar families. Then, the estate was owned by Prince Glinsky, but a particularly bright page in the history of Karalino was written by the famous Count Anthony Tyzenhaus. It was on his initiative that the creation of a magnificent palace and park complex began. A regular park was established. Residential and commercial buildings were erected. After Tyzenhaus, the estate passed from hand to hand, but too many cooks spoiled the broth, you know. So, in the beginning of the 20th century, the estate began to fall into decay and the buildings were gradually turning into ruins. The revival of the famous estate began in 2003 by a group of enthusiasts led by the Klimkers, who were not indifferent to the national history, purposeful and hard-working people. They've managed to raise a significant part of the buildings from the ruins to improve the territory. The whole world was restoring the estate temple, the chapel or kaplitsa. Today, religious ceremonies are performed here with the participation of a priest, weddings and christenings take place. Karalino country estate of Tyzenhaus today is an agro-estate complex where everyone can find a vacation to their liking. Guest houses, banquet halls, a stable, a bathhouse and other entertainments are available to all guests. The heart of Karalino is called Ancestral Nest. It is a magnificent building in the center of the estate. It used to be a school, a shop, the owner's house and a restaurant. Now it's a large hotel with a restaurant and a lot of rooms. But under the building we can see something mythical and scary. In the basement or catacombs, the most famous people of Belarus from the Freemasons clan were meeting. Also, there were a lot of barrels of wine, and now it's a big room where you can find a shelter to hide from the heat in summer. Not far from the chapel there is a stable. It used to have a lot of horses, but now there are two horses called Lenta and Bagheera. Nowadays the stable is divided into two parts. One part is for horses, the other one is made for living and called oaks. The name is given because of two oaks which hold the first floor of the house. And there is a legend that says if you want to have a good luck, you should rub the nose of a face carved on an oak tree. The biggest building of the estate houses the museum and the art gallery. In the museum there are a lot of exhibits. You can see some maps, old pictures, books and mannequins of Tyzenhaus, paintings of Karalino and Hrodna. They were either bought by the owners of the estate or given to the gallery as a gift by artists who make their open-air paintings every year in Karalino. One more fascinating building is marked on the map as a hexagon. The window of the building depicts Bonus Forza. Now it's a residential house, but in Anthony times it used to be a big icebox. It's unbelievable, but it was used as a big storage for ice and food. Near the estate you can find a river called Lososyanka, and it was named in honor of the fish salmon. Salmon is a fish which likes cold water, so the water in this river is very cold. Also, the river goes through the lake which used to be a swamp. The lake is amazing, especially in winter. Karalino country estate is a beautiful place to relax, about 20 minutes drive from the center of Hrodna. Weddings and other outdoor events are often held here. Tourists stop here. But if you just want to admire the beautiful buildings, you can get to the territory of the estate with no hassle and for free. In the end, we hope this was an interesting story and you've learned something new. We'll see you in the other videos, so bye for now.